What we thought we would never see happening with Rick is unfolding right now. The lawsuit his own mother filed against him has taken a dramatic turn, going further than anyone imagined, and Rick doesn't seem to regret standing his ground, even if it means going against his own mother. It is starting to feel like this could shake the foundation of everything he has built and believed in. So, what's really going on here? What has the court decided so far? And why, in the first place, would his own mother sue him? The backstory? Rick Harrison is the man who made pawn shops cool and turned reality TV into a gold mine, but he probably didn't think his most dramatic storyline would come from his own family. Yet here we are. His mother, Joanne Harrison, sued him in early 2022, and the case has become messier than anyone expected. So why did she sue her own son? To the outside world, Rick and his family seemed close-knit. After all, the Harrison family's charm and banter were a big part of Pawn Stars' success. But like any family, they had their cracks. For years, viewers loved the dynamic between Rick, his father Richard, the old man, Harrison, his son Corey, and their quirky employee Chumlee. It was all great, until Richard died in 2018. Known as the old man. On the show, Richard was the patriarch of the Harrison family and a co-owner of the gold and silver pawn shop. When he passed away, it was revealed that he had left his 49% share of the business to his wife, Joanne. This made her a co-owner of the shop alongside Rick, who already controlled the remaining 51%. But this is where it gets tricky. According to Joanne, her ownership stake in the pawn shop was not always so straightforward. Back in the early 2000s, when she was hospitalized, Rick allegedly approached her with papers to sign. She says she didn't fully understand what she was signing at the time, but those papers effectively transferred her 51% ownership to Rick. From that point on, Rick and Richard ran the shop as co-owners, while Joanne was left in the background. At the time, Joanne did not raise any issues. Maybe she trusted her son, or maybe she didn't realize the long-term implications. But after Richard's death, she began to feel sidelined. As the sole heir to Richard's 49% share, Joanne became a co-owner again, at least on paper. She says Rick was supposed to provide her with detailed financial records and include her in business decisions. Instead, she claims he kept her in the dark and failed to live up to his legal obligations as a co-owner. The lawsuit. Joanne decided to take serious legal action. She accused Rick of mishandling family assets, withholding financial information, and even misappropriating funds. According to the court documents, Joanne claims that more than $500,000 in cash and silver, which belonged to Richard, is unaccounted for. She is also questioning how Rick has been managing the shop's profits, and whether he has been using the money for personal expenses without her knowledge. Joanne is asking the court for several things. First, she wants a full accounting of the shop's finances. She wants to know where every dollar has gone, especially since she believes Rick has been less than transparent. Second, she is seeking financial damages for the alleged mismanagement. And third, she wants a court order to prevent Rick from making any major financial decisions without her approval. Basically, she is asking for more oversight and control over what she believes is rightfully hers. Rick, for his part, is not taking these accusations lightly. He has publicly denied all of Joanne's claims, calling them false and suggesting that his mother is being manipulated by other people. Who are these other people? Rick has not named names, but it is clear he thinks someone is influencing Joanne to go after him. In his view, this lawsuit is not just about money, it is about outside forces trying to tear the family apart. But this is where things get even more interesting. Joanne's lawsuit does not just focus on the pawn shop. It also names several other entities, including Gold and Silver Pawn Shop LLC, Harrison Properties, and Joik Properties. This suggests that the legal battle is not just about the family business but also about other assets and investments tied to the Harrison name. What proof has been presented so far? Unfortunately, there is not much evidence to support Joanne's claims. Her case seems to rely heavily on her own testimony and the lack of financial transparency from Rick. She is essentially arguing that Rick's refusal to provide full financial records is proof that something shady is going on. Meanwhile, Rick's defense hinges on the idea that Jo unwillingly signed over her shares back in the 2000s and that her claims are either exaggerated or completely unfounded. The legal process has been slow, and as of now, there is no clear resolution. But the case has already taken a toll on the family. Rick and Joanne's relationship, once built on trust and mutual respect, is now strained to the breaking point. And it is not just about them. The entire Harrison family is feeling the impact. While other family members like Corey and Chumlee have not publicly commented on the case, it is hard to imagine that they are not affected by the fallout. The rise of Pawn Stars began with a small pawn shop nestled in the bustling streets of Las Vegas. It wasn't anything grand, just a modest business run by a man with big dreams. This was Rick Harrison's life before fame knocked on his door. The gold and silver pawn shop wasn't just a place of business. It was a symbol of sheer grit, determination, and an unwavering belief in turning dreams into reality. Rick's journey began with a simple yet profound understanding of gold and silver. He wasn't born into wealth or privilege, nor did he have a degree from a prestigious university. What he had was an innate ability to spot value in things others might overlook. With that skill and an entrepreneurial spirit, he built the gold and silver pawn shop alongside his father, Richard, the old man, Harrison. However, the early days were far from glamorous. The shop struggled to keep its head above water, facing challenges that would have made many others give up. Rick knew that the world of pawning wasn't just about buying and selling. It was about building trust, knowing one's craft, and understanding the people walking through the doors. Success wasn't instantaneous. The pawn business is unpredictable, requiring a balance of risk and reward in every deal. Rick had to expand his expertise beyond just gold and silver, learning everything from rare coins to vintage jewelry, historical memorabilia, and even obscure antiques. He immersed himself in the industry, devouring books, attending auctions, and soaking up knowledge wherever he could find it. Slowly but surely, his expertise grew, and so did the shop's reputation. However, the game-changer came when television producers saw potential in the business and approached Rick with the idea of turning his shop into a reality show. Pawn Stars was born, transforming what was once an ordinary pawn shop into a cultural phenomenon. The show's success was not only due to the fascinating items that came through the doors but also because of the dynamic between its cast members. Rick, the savvy leader with an encyclopedic knowledge of history and value. His father, the old man, a no-nonsense veteran with decades of wisdom. Rick's son, Corey, eager to prove himself while carving his own path. And Corey's childhood friend, Austin, Chumlee, Russell, the lovable wild card whose antics added humor to every episode. When Pawn Stars premiered, audiences were instantly hooked by the unpredictability of what might walk through the doors. A Revolutionary War musket, a rare baseball card, a vintage jukebox, or something as bizarre as a shrunken head. But it wasn't just the items that kept people coming back. It was the relationships between the cast members. They weren't just coworkers, they were family, complete with all the love, banter, and occasional tension that comes with it. The show tapped into something universal. People love stories. Every item that entered the shop had one. Whether it was a Civil War artifact passed down through generations or a quirky invention from the mid-20th century. These items connected viewers to history in a personal and tangible way. Rick's passion for these stories was infectious. He didn't just see dollar signs in these objects, he saw pieces of the past, each with its own significance and meaning. Pawn Stars wasn't just about history or deals, it was about humanity. It showed the good, the bad, and the downright bizarre sides of running a pawn shop. Viewers saw the negotiations, the excitement of uncovering a hidden gem, and the occasional disappointment when something turned out to be a fake. Over time, the show became more than just entertainment, it became a part of pop culture. Fans flocked to the gold and silver pawn shop, eager to meet the cast and see the place where it all began. What was once a struggling business became a must-see destination in Las Vegas, drawing tourists from around the world. Through it all, Rick never lost sight of his roots. He remained the same hardworking man who started with little more than a dream and a willingness to learn. That authenticity was what made Pawn Stars special. It wasn't just about the items or the deals, it was about the people. The Harrisons and Chumlee became household names not because they were perfect but because they were real. They shared their triumphs and struggles, their laughter and frustrations, and viewers felt like they were part of the journey. But what happens when the spotlight grows too bright? Can fame and fortune truly coexist with harmony and trust, or do they inevitably cast shadows on even the strongest of bonds? As the gold and silver pawn shop story unfolded, not all that glittered was gold. The real surprises came not from the shop's historical artifacts but from the off-screen lives of its beloved personalities. The charm and camaraderie that had made them household names began to crack under the weight of scandals and legal troubles. The first major shock came when Chumlee, the show's comic relief, found himself at the center of a legal storm. In 2016, a police raid on his home uncovered drugs and weapons hidden among his prized memorabilia and collectibles. The discovery sent shockwaves through the Pawn Stars fan base, who had come to see Chumlee as the lovable, if occasionally clueless, sidekick. The media frenzy that followed painted a picture of a man struggling with deeper issues than anyone had imagined. Though he ultimately pleaded guilty and avoided jail time, his reputation was permanently affected. Corey Harrison, Rick's son and a central figure in the shop, also found himself embroiled in controversy. Known for his party-loving lifestyle, Corey had several brushes with the law, including public urination and reckless behavior. One particularly infamous incident involved the wrecking of an RV, sparking legal disputes that tarnished the Harrison name. However, Corey's story was also one of transformation. Struggling with his weight and the pressures of fame, he embarked on a weight loss journey that made headlines for all the right reasons. Shedding the pounds wasn't just about physical health. It symbolized a fight to regain control of his life. Still, Corey candidly admitted that the road wasn't easy. The pressures of being in the spotlight, coupled with personal battles, weighed heavily on him. His journey served as a reminder that fame doesn't shield anyone from life's struggles, it often magnifies them. Then there was Johnny Jimenez Jr., the shop's go-to toy expert, whose expertise in vintage collectibles made him a fan favorite. However, his personal life took a dark turn when he faced allegations of domestic violence. The accusation shocked fans, tarnishing his credibility and bringing uncomfortable questions about his character. The controversy cast a shadow over his role on the show, leaving fans divided between those who stood by him and those who couldn't reconcile the allegations with the man they thought they knew. As these scandals unfolded, the once unbreakable camaraderie among the cast members seemed to falter. The controversies affected not only the individuals involved but the entire Pawn Stars universe. For Rick, who had spent years building the shop's reputation, these incidents were more than just personal disappointments. They were threats to the legacy he had worked so hard to create. The scandals forced fans to confront an uncomfortable truth. The people they idolized were, at the end of the day, human. Chumlee's legal troubles, Corey's reckless behavior, and Johnny's allegations were stark reminders that fame doesn't come with immunity from mistakes or the consequences that follow. Yet, despite these challenges, the Pawn Stars' legacy continues. The show, the shop, and the people behind it remain a testament to resilience, redemption, and the messy, complicated nature of being human. Whether the empire built on history and nostalgia can withstand the test of time remains to be seen.